it appropriate for the Republican National Committee to censure two sitting members of Congress and also use the words legitimate political discourse in talking about January 6th?
Well, let me give you my view of what happened January the 6th. And we're here. We saw what happened. It was a violent insurrection for the purpose of trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power after a legitimately certified election from one administration to the next. That's what it was. With regard to the suggestion that the RNC should be in the business of picking and choosing Republicans who ought to be supported, traditionally the view of the national party committees is that we support all members of our party, regardless of their positions on some issues.
Do you have confidence in her, Rona McDaniel, as chairwoman of the committee?
I do, but the issue is whether or not the RNC should be sort of singling out members of our party who may have different views from the majority. That's not the job of the RNC.
Is it being unfair when it doles out its sentences, especially considering this Minnesota man who was just sentenced to 10 years as opposed to the max 20 years for setting a place on fire and inadvertently killing a man inside, a father of 5 children? Do you think the DOJ is being unfair when it comes to...
Are you talking about the Minnesota
Yes.
case? Well, my understanding is the prosecutors there have recommended sentencing below the sentencing guideline for the crime that they've been charged with because of their sympathies for groups like BLM. That's totally inappropriate. You just heard Senator Ernst talking about the crime problem. Look, you don't improve this issue by going soft on prosecuting crimes. And I think it's important for us to underscore prosecution that fits the crime and support for the police who are trying to keep law and order in our country.
Leader McConnell.
Hi, Leader McConnell. Several bills have emerged recently in the Senate that would ban members of Congress from trading stock, including 2 from members of your caucus. Senate Democratic leadership is reportedly interested in this. Kevin McCarthy's interested in it and has broad support with the public. I'm wondering, do you support banning members of Congress and their spouses from trading stock? Why or why not?
Yeah, I haven't given that any serious thought yet. I can just tell you how I operate. I don't own any individual stocks. Everything is in a mutual fund. That's what I advise members to do because I think it prevents such suggestions that you are engaged in insider trading. We'll take a look at that kind of legislation and see what may be appropriate.
Is it fair to say you're open to it then?
We'll take a look at it.
Mr. Leader
McConnell, would you support the bill that is expected to come to the floor later this week that would bar mandatory arbitration for sexual assault and harassment?
Well, I'm going to ask Senator Ernst to address that issue. She's been our specialist on that kind of issue.
Yeah, we're just really encouraged. We saw it. I'm sorry. We are encouraged by what has occurred in the House. They have put a tougher definition or a clearly defined definition within the bill, and so we continue to work on it over here. And so I'm encouraged by the progress, but we still have more work to do.
You guys are not yet supportive of the version that passed.
There's still a number of things that we're working out, but we certainly are a lot closer and glad to see strong support in the House.
Thoughts on Governor Hogan not running for Senate?
Well, he would have been a great candidate for the Senate. He's been a terrific governor. But looking to November, let's keep our eye on the ball. The president's got a disastrous approval rating. We know that 2 years into a new administration, the off-year election will be a referendum on the performance of this all-Democratic government. And I'm highly optimistic that we're going to have a very good year this fall.
To that end, do things like this censure make it harder?